Well, there you have it. Florida's not making a bowl game. Like I said, I would after I knew this was going to happen after the Arkansas loss. After Arkansas, I said you weren't going to make a bowl game because if you can't beat a sorry ass Arkansas team, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Congratulations to Florida State. They deserve this win because they actually have a head coach that knows what the hell he's doing in Mark Novell, who actually coaches with some freaking balls. Billy Napier, yep, Florida State fans and Florida State players, you should be holding that Gator head up over your heads. You deserve it. Billy Napier, once again, Florida's doing good. They're performing well. They get the safety. They're up 12-0 with a few minutes left to go in the second quarter. They get the ball back. Billy Napier calls up a trick play that results in an intentional grounding, which kills any possibility of Florida had of possibly going down the field, going up by 3 possessions, and winning and going in at halftime 15-0 or 19-0. I don't know what the hell happened to Trey Smack. This man missed 2 big field goals. One at the beginning of the game, which could have given Florida a 3-0 lead, and then another field goal which could have put Florida up 15-7. I don't know what's happened to Trey Smack. I really don't know what's happened to him. He missed 2 field goals today. Then when Florida, but I'm jumping too far ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just worked up. I'm jumping too far ahead. After the bad play call by Billy Napier when they were up 12-0, Florida State gets the ball. It's 2nd down 11. Jamari Lyons stupidly gets a spitting penalty and gets kicked out the game. And it gives Florida State an unsportsmanlike penalty, which gives them a 1st down, and they march on down the field and score a touchdown. Jamari Lyons, you're an idiot. You absolutely deserve to get ejected out of that game for spitting. First of all, that's a classless thing to do, to spit on somebody. You know good and well if you and that guy were standing face to face on the sidewalk without your teammates around, you wouldn't have spit on that guy anyway. If that guy would have punched you in the face and knocked you out, you would have deserved every bit of it. Just like Florida deserves not to make a freaking bowl game because they made a terrible hire at head coach. Because this man, Billy Napier, is the Scott Frost of the SEC. I don't want to hear no debate about it. This man finds ways to lose games. The team was 5-2. They were 5-2 after their victory against South Carolina. All they had to do is just win one bowl game, win one more football game, and they would have been in a bowl game. But of course, Billy Napier finds ways to lose games, and I don't want to hear this crap about, oh, well, Billy Napier needs 4 or 5 years to get recruiting classes together. Recruiting classes are not going to help you if your coaching staff does not put the players in best position. This man sabotaged this team by not hiring a special teams coordinator, which killed Florida this entire year. This man obviously made 2 terrible coaching hires at the offensive line position. He hired a naive defensive coordinator in Austin Armstrong. And even though I can't really blame the defense for today, I mean, I get it. Again, it was FSU's backup quarterback, but Florida's defense did everything they could to keep them in the game, but the offense didn't do anything up until the end. Florida's up. Florida State takes the ball. They go up 14-12 because they got the ball first in the second half. Florida responds, scores a field goal to go up 15-14. The offense for Florida just continuing to get 3 and outs and 3 and outs and 3 and outs and punting and punting and punting. They had negative yardage in the fourth quarter. They didn't get a single yard or positive yardage in the fourth quarter. I don't want to hear it about Max Brown was in there because he didn't play that bad. Of all the things that I'm upset about with tonight, Max Brown is the least of my gets the least of my anger. Max Brown to me wasn't the problem tonight. It was Billy Napier's play calling and the defense making stupid mistakes, getting penalties at the worst possible time. 2 penalties on Florida State's last drive, on Florida State's second to last drive, is what extended their chances of winning. Jaden Hill and whoever the other defender was, I can't remember his name, hitting Tate Rodemaker when he was clearly sliding, when you had no business touching him in the first place. Then you had the offside penalty. I think it was Princely Umar-Mieling, which that guy has been overrated as hell. I mean, I was actually excited to see what he would do at an edge rusher this year, but this man couldn't edge rush his way against a freaking kindergartner. This man is not good at all. Just complete waste of time of an experiment that was. Billy Napier just doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Everybody, and you know what? I gave this guy a break. So many breaks. I was so patient with this guy, but after the Arkansas loss, I was done, and he kept proving me right. You were 5-2. You had a chance to make a bowl game. You lose every single game after that because you're stupid, incompetent ass can't coach up your players what needs to be done. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, hold on for a second. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, he needs to get his players in because he doesn't put them in the best position with the players he currently has. This man for some reason can't figure out that Trevor Etienne's a better running back than Montrell Johnson. He doesn't know how to feed the ball, get the design plays open for Ricky Pearsall. He makes terrible staff hires. He made a terrible staff hire with the offensive line coaches. He made a terrible staff hire with at defense coordinator with Patrick Toney and Austin Armstrong. He did not hire a sports teams coordinator. Play calling is terrible. Players are not disciplined when it comes to penalties. Players don't play smart when they need to. All these issues are coaching issues, not talent issues. Florida is not that robbed of talent. They're not that, yes, there's a talent gap between them and some of the best teams in the country. But if you're talking about, especially in the SEC, but if you're talking about the level of talent that they have compared to some of the other teams in the SEC, they're middle of the pack. They're not at the top, obviously, but they're in the middle of the pack. And speaking of talent, why should these recruits trust Billy Napier's coaching anyway? Why on earth should he get any level of trust whatsoever? Why should the recruits trust him? Why should any players in the transfer portal trust him? Why should any of the players on the team trust him? If I'm Trevor Etienne, I'm out. I'm leaving. I would enter the transfer portal. DJ Lagway, if you decommitted from Florida, I wouldn't be angry with you. Because, number one, I don't blame you because you have no reason to believe in this coaching staff, and it would bring Billy Napier closer to getting fired, which I hope happens next year. I don't care how big the buyout is. Texas A&M, they're paying Jimbo Fisher $70-something million to get the hell out, and they saying we don't care about it at this point. Now, granted, UF doesn't have the financial backing that Texas A&M does, but they need to make a change next year. Billy Napier should not be the head coach of Florida in 2025. Endure this one final season with him and then move on. This man does not know what he's doing, whether it comes to hiring coaches, evaluating his own players, or what he's doing on game day. That's 3 losses this year towards the end of the season where you had a chance to win. You had a chance to beat Arkansas. You had a chance to beat Missouri. You had a chance tonight to beat Florida State. You screwed every single one of them up.